Good morning, everybody. One, two, three, four, 1, 2. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Welcome. Welcome to the Ice Age. Welcome. Something's not right. There we go. Welcome to the Ice Age. I'm worried about ice. I think about ice. And possibly what it means to America as a whole. People are calling this the Armageddon. People are calling this the end of America because America has shut its doors to immigration and has shown this very, very ugly face to the world for anyone who is interested in perhaps visiting or even maybe someday living here. I don't know what it says about tourism, what it's going to do to people coming into America to visit. I would say that there's a very high chance that people don't feel safe anymore coming to America, and it's going to hurt tourism. Now, does this administration give a shit about tourism? I guess so. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But they definitely care about, right now it seems like expanding the empire and for some reason limiting the amount of people called citizens, for lack of a better term, who can share in that prosperity. Now, what makes you American? The argument is that you had to have been born here, and that's it. All right? That's all. The only thing that makes me American is I'm born here. But what about the child of somebody, I don't know, they were from Mexico, they were from China, they were from Ecuador, they were from, Africa, some part of Western Africa. And they came here, and whoops, they had a child. And there's the child born here. Isn't that American? By definition, if you're born here, then you're American. If you're not born here, then you're not American. So the argument there is that there have been reports of children who were born here, however sinful, out of wedlock and out of citizenship, and they were systematically round up and sent back to a place that they had never been and certainly weren't born. That's odd. That's very unusual, and so we're going to explore this interesting ice age. Is it a big ploy just to scare the shit out of people? Are these paid agitators facing off against paid military agitators? Isn't it all just a game anyway? But it is an expression of what. Listen, the president of the United States, Donald Trump, ran on a platform that he convinced the people, he looked out into the audience, and he convinced most of the people to believe that immigration was a problem in America. It's causing all kinds of problems. They're sending in rapists and killers and murderers, and they're going to eat you and take away your job, and they're getting, look how well they're being treated, and look at you, your life sucks. He played that card, and people bought it. People were like, yes, the immigrants, it's them. They got to go. And so the people that believed it, in part, it doesn't mean just because you voted for Trump that means, or you support Trump, you supported that policy in its entirety. But you knew it was in there. You knew that Trump was winning the populace on this idea of immigration being a problem. Is immigration a problem in America? Is illegal immigration a problem in America? I don't know. Every immigrant who's ever come to the country has suffered in some way, discrimination and such, before they were fully citizenized. But the United States still, I believe, is far ahead of any other country in the world that will just let you come right in and live there. Try that somewhere else. Try that in I don't know Thailand, for example. Go to England. Go to England and just say, oh, I just want to stay here and be. You'll have a problem. Or even in Canada now, you have a problem. All countries have a issue of people coming into their country and freeloading. Trump believes and convinced his contingency to believe that most immigrants coming in now are dragging the country down. They're sandbagging it. So they got to go. Looking at the Ecuadorians. All right, so let's. So my name is Marcus Conte. We're going to talk about this subject because it's definitely fascinating. If you're watching, how are we doing there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if there's anybody out there, and we'll see how we're doing here. I don't know if the message went in. So I have a website, and we do this live thing. Live is kind of like juggling. It's like juggling jellyfish when you broadcast live. You have a lot on your fingers. You're doing everything. So I have a movie. It's called White Privilege. White Privilege. Check it out. If you watch the movie White Privilege, it's about a news reporter, a.k.a. Marcus goes crazy on the COVID and racism. Also, who killed Garth Burton? I did this movie for my friend Garth. Great movie, and he tried to help me figure out who killed him, because somebody did. And Something Beautiful, another movie for you. So here's where is the populace right now? Where is the mindset? Bruce Springsteen is singing about it. Streets of Minneapolis, and let's listen. I couldn't listen to the whole song; it was bad.
It will not be.
So Bruce Springsteen wrote a song. He's pointing at his audience.
The next day.
Let's hear the song.
But sometimes.
Okay, give it to us.
Streets of winter's ice and cold. Town Nicollet Avenue. The city of flame, fire and ice.
What the fuck? All right, Bruce Springsteen is.
Comes a private army from the DHS. Guns belted to their coats.
Garbage.
Came to Minneapolis to enforce the law, or so their story goes.
All right, Bruce Springsteen is getting. You got to play the harmonica now, Bruce. All right, Bruce Springsteen is off the rails there, singing a song about fucking Minneapolis, and not a good song. If it was a good song, I might have listened to it. I couldn't listen to the whole thing. That's as much as I could hear, which was a little piece there. Hey, good morning. William R. Hall in the house. Good morning, giving us the weather report from Syracuse, New York. The great artist from Syracuse, New York, giving us the weather report. It is 1 degree in Syracuse. It's damn straight. Look here, I'm in the same thing. Right? We're looking at more snow, but it's 9 degrees. It's 9 degrees right now. 9 degrees outside in the southeast of Pennsylvania. So this is interesting. I'm trying to figure out, do most people in America like what they're seeing with ICE, the kicking out of immigrants, the harassing them? Queen rocker Brian May, this is fascinating, ruled out touring in U.S. because it's become a dangerous place. Wow. America is a dangerous place in the eyes of those watching from outside of America. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny thing where we look at, I guess as an American, look at places like I don't know, war-torn Iraq and say, I don't feel safe going there. I wouldn't feel safe going there. Right? But Brian May doesn't feel safe coming here. Isn't that fascinating? United States of America, the great America, the land of the free, home of the brave, the big Statue of Liberty. Send us, you're tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses yearning to be free. Whatever the fuck it is. Not anymore. Not anymore. The message now is get the fuck out. Right? So that's the harsh reality. Everybody was an immigrant. Trump talks about his immigrant mother. I guess his mother was from Scotland. My mother was from Scotland. And my father's Irish or Danish. Whatever. Right? They're all from the upper part of Europe. And they immigrated here. And if not for that immigration, there would be no Trump. If not for that immigration, there would be no me. The people who came from Italy. The point is that all our immigrants, fucking, Washington, where they were excuse me, they were immigrants when they got here. This is a great. Listen to this.
Operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States. The United States should have.
Oh shit!
Come to DSW for the shoes.
I wanted to hear that, and now I got to listen to an ad. Too bad. That is too bad. I wanted to see that. Let's see if we can get it again. That was Steve Miller. Steve Miller. I don't know. I lost it. But anyway, Queen doesn't like. Queen feels fucking, afraid to come to America. Oh my God.
I feel like.
What's happening? I feel like in Minneapolis, I'm a sitting duck.
In Minneapolis, I'm a sitting duck. I don't feel safe at home. I don't feel safe at work. Kids aren't safe at school. I was born in Minneapolis, and I'm scared out of my mind because I have skin that is not white.
Whoa.
And that is not fair.
I don't look like white. Oh, what a white smear. That was a white smear. I don't have white skin. My skin is the same color as her skin. I guess I'm white, right? I would be white. And but you see the fear. Look at the fear. She's really afraid, right? She's afraid that she works around. Listen to her.
I am a nurse. There's a public health emergency because nurses aren't showing up to work. Because we're freaked out. Because when we advocate for our black and brown patients, what happens when ICE comes into our hospitals? We are making plans on what we are going to do because we are in ethical dilemmas.
Is that an over-exaggeration that ICE is coming into hospitals and snatching people? Yeah, they are. They're going wherever they think they're going to find it. For example, in New York, this guy... he was a fucking rapist, a murderer. I don't know. Rape. He was released for rape, and he was illegal, and he should have been deported. Once he was locked up for like a 10th time in New York City, and when the local police, NYPD, let him out the back door out of Rikers Island or wherever the judge released him from, ICE locked him up. Now, is that a good thing to grab a fucking terrorist off the street or a rapist, whatever he was? Yeah, that's a good thing. But they're also pulling up into a gas station, and if they don't like the way you look, you have to, I guess, prove your citizenship. Is that asking too much? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid? Yes, I am an American. Maybe people should carry their passport. Why not? A United States passport? Yeah, it's my passport. I am an American. I am a fucking card-carrying American. Is that what we need to do? I don't know. But
you said he had a gun, but you took the gun.
Oh, I forgot.
I feel like in Minneapolis, I'm born in Minneapolis, and I'm scared out of my mind because I have skin that is not white. And that is not fair. I am a nurse. There's a public health emergency because nurses aren't showing up to work. Because we're freaked out. Because when we advocate for our black and brown patients, what happens when ICE comes into our hospitals? We are making plans on what we are going to do because we are in ethical dilemmas on what is the right thing to do. What happens when they start pulling people out of ICUs when life is not sustainable? Outside of the hospital, where is our moral code? I make $80,000 a year, $20,000 more than what.
It's no doubt that she's not, this is not an actor. This is someone who fucking believes it. She believes what she's saying because in part it is true. People in this country that for some reason don't feel like they're fully American. They have to earn something more to become American. Feel in this way that that someone's going to come and take me. And what would be the worst thing that could happen? A bunch of fucking goons ask you for your ID. Is that a problem?
What the average Minnesota man
I don't know. Maybe it's not a problem. Why are they making a big deal about showing ID?
makes, and I put my mortgage in forbearance this week because it's not sustainable. Mutual aid is not sustainable anymore. I feel like in Minneapolis, I'm a sitting duck. I don't feel safe at home. I don't feel.
What else? Oh, here. I'm trying to get to the I got the wrong video. I was looking for the ice video.
Oh my God. She's not stopping. Oh my God.
It's America, man. It's America. This is America. Wow, what's happening in America? What's happening in America, man? It's going crazy, man. This is real. Oh my God. She's hungry. I'm hungry.
Free hydration for diabetics! I'm gonna need assistance at Garden Center. I'll charge too much for sugar water!
Card was declined. We can try another
Get lost! Don't tell me what to do!
Oh my God. Ice doing a good job. Where's Ice when you need him?
There! Stuff your members! You can have this!
Where's Ice when you need him? All right, I think I got the wrong fucking video. Oh, here it is. Let's watch.
To understand why Minneapolis looks like Civil War conditions,
Yeah.
you need to understand three things happening simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
First, competing armed forces.
Okay, I don't really care about this guy's opinion. I just want to see the footage. This is real. This is really happening in Minneapolis. Flashbangs. Look at this. You got flashbangs going off. You got people have a strong opinion. Right? They do have a strong opinion of these people coming into their neighborhood and rounding people up because they're illegal. Again, we've never seen anything of this magnitude in our lifetime, really. Some sort of, what the fuck is this? So somebody. Now this is what they look like. This is what they look like. So it does look. That's a scary thing to have.
I want you here. Go home to your families. Get out. Leave Minneapolis.
Get the fuck
We don't want you here. Go home.
Thanks for the support.
See, they're the heroes. The soldiers are carrying out the will of the Americans, right? They feel good. These soldiers are very spooky, by the way. They're not police. These guys. I could tell you. I'll use my psychic powers to figure this out. These guys are military op. There's some sort of military operation. A domestic military operation. They are definitely a branch of military. This is not policing. Right? They don't give a fuck about the community. They're coming in like it's a war zone, and kicking people and knocking people over and shooting weapons at them, blowing up their eardrums and gassing them. They don't care. That's what's fucking scary, right? And they're doing it. Why? Because are they being attacked? Well, yeah, they are being attacked. They're being agitated. There is no peaceful protest here. The agitators are agitating them because they are agitating the agitators. So everybody's agitated.
Don't have our support here.
These guys are military. They're being paid better than they've ever been paid before. Maybe some of them are Proud Boys. We'll hire you guys. We just let you out of prison. Come on up. Come on up. We got a job for you. They look like some of them. That's why they're wearing masks. They don't want anybody to know that they're doing ice.
We don't want you. Think about your own family.
I do suspect that they are a military op. Just they don't operate like police. They look like soldiers. They look like they just got back from Iraq.
Do you want this to happen to your families?
They have no community skills. Look at this guy. This guy thinks he's in a rodeo. This is the commander, Bavino. Look at this.
Sorry, man. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Oh, hey, Mark.
These guys, they're oblivious to the way they're dressed. They got helmets and guns and heavily armed.
This isn't Nazi Germany, go home!
This isn't Nazi Germany, go home. All right, so you get the picture. This is what's scaring people. So what's happening is crowds of people are getting together, and some of them even call themselves press. Look at this guy's got press. I'm press. Look, I'm press. I'm press. I can film you. This is playing out in American cities. Why is Brian May frightened to come to America? Would you feel scared right now? Would you feel? I wouldn't feel nervous in this situation. I think people that don't understand Americans and what's happening right here. You're not. If you're not involved in this, if you're 2 blocks away, you have nothing to do with any of this. You don't even see it. This is what happens when 2 sets of agitators clash. It's a fucking total clash of agitation, right? Military, and who's going to win? You want to bring violence to military equipped soldiers and expect to win? These guys aren't fucking around. They don't care. They'll spray you. They'll shoot you. They'll beat you to the ground. They don't care. And this is what they do. These are soldiers. This is not policing. This is a military fucking occupation. That's what it is. But it's the United States doing it to a state, which is very unusual. You know, we always think of the possibility of a civil war, or not even civil war. Scratch that. I didn't mean civil war. What I mean is global revolution, where one culture convinces itself that it's above all of the others. That was precisely what happened in Germany, where the government decided that the German people deserved more. And this is how we were going to do it. We were going to do it by force. And this is precisely this is the same thing. You're seeing the force be used, right, on regular people. I don't care who pays someone to go to a rally, buys them a sandwich. Yeah, go to the rally. Here, I'll give you a brand new sign, and you could yell and scream and protest. Who cares, really? Who's behind it? I don't think that really matters anymore. A lot of people try to figure that out. But look at this. We're carrying away people like they're the military. The military operation here is carrying people. Look at this guy. They're having a blast, and that's the difference here. Like, the police don't enjoy this because the police are from the community. The police are part of the community. They live there. These guys don't give a fuck, man. They're going back home soon. They're like soldiers out in the field, Right? They're on the front line right now. Trump sent these guys. They're on the front line. They're military, motherfucker. Military. We're ICE. Yeah, police. But it's the military. This is a branch of military. Soldiers doing their soldier work. Spray. They don't give a shit. Look, they're all armed. They all have the spray powder for your eyes. If you get too close, you get sprayed in the eyeballs. We're not going to kill you. We're not going to shoot you, but you're not going to come near us. We're using the technology to keep you the fuck away from us. Right? Don't touch us. Don't come near. That's what they're doing. Unprecedented you always think of I was trying to get to a thought, and it's kind of a dark thought. What if the New World Order, everybody thinks of the New World Order, where the United States and some other superpower like Russia and China start divvying up the world because all the other countries are failing. And is that kind of World War II thing where the largest starts splitting up what was Germany, what was the German Empire. But we never think of it as what if it's the United States severing, and it separates into separate parts, because that could be what's going on right now. The differences are so. It's not even morality anymore. It's just the view of the law. Is immigration really, does illegal immigration, does some Mexican guy working in McDonald's really, really merit this type of force on an American city? Does it really require that? So there are people that see that as, yes, that is the law. But there's other laws too in the country, and they're not quite enforced like this one. Why this one? Why now? Do you really? So that's my point. I think I made a point there. How's everybody doing in the chat? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'm babbling right now. This is in New York City. This is New York City, Canal Street. This was earlier because they're not wearing the winter gear. But there they are, soldiers on the street. They're way outnumbered. They are fucking way outnumbered in a bigger city like New York City. They're a little more humble. I don't know if they could get away with that. That brute force that they showed is in Minneapolis. If they tried that in New York, they might have a problem. More people, or will they be more aggressive and crack more heads and spray more gas? Show your face. They're not police. They're military. I'm telling you, man. You could see it in the behavior. It's a military operation. See, the problem is that the laws, the way people view the laws, has deteriorated. Some people see it as these are responsible young men going in and doing the work for America, right? And they're going to save the day. They're going to get rid of the dirty Mexicans and the Chinese and everybody else, right? They're going to get rid of those others, the people that came in here trying to be part of a country that they maybe even like. They probably like it more than you, right? And for that they have this incredible. So I think I'm leaning on the side here of the old way in America, where immigrants were, people from outside were allowed in even for a while. I don't know what this says about tourism. I couldn't tell you. I would be scared, like Brian May, to come to America if I saw this. I wouldn't understand what's going on. That this is a brewing civil war. It's a total clash of these civil ideas. Now, it's becoming violent. Does it spread to other parts of culture? Does it really disrupt New York City? Not really. This doesn't disrupt New York City. This will fizzle out in a few days, but the military will still be here. Swinging at police. They're swinging at them. It's like a war. Because they're wearing police, that means you can't hit them. But it is an occupying force. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. That's not the way the country operates. Where an outside force comes in and tells everybody what to do. You don't do that. Well, everybody seems to agree that they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be allowed to bring that kind of equipment into the streets of New York. How did they get permission to do this? Because they're military. They are a military operation. I remember my friend. He works on a tugboat. And he said in the New York Harbor, and he said that I asked him about, who could potentially hijack a ship in the ocean. And he said, well, the Coast Guard has permission to go on any ship and search anyone in the proximity of, like 10 miles offshore. And I said, is there anybody who they can't aboard? They can't interfere with? And he said, yeah, the military. If it's a military ship, they're not allowed to touch it. So the point is that what's going on is how are they walking into cities with this heavy artillery? Because they're military.
Screwed it up. It was a negligent discharge from the officer himself. It killed this guy. It was totally unjustified. Okay, but now what? Right? Is it the case that we're going to stop deporting illegal immigrants? We're going to stop, that ICE is going to stop, Border Patrol is going to stop doing its job, ICE is going to stop doing its job because of a single incident, even if all of the officers involved were incorrect? Of course not. That's ridiculous, right? The thing about this incident is it's being used as a catalyst to now say they're the Gestapo, just like they were trying to do with Renee. They're the Gestapo. They're here to be the jackbooted thugs of the Trump administration. That's being used now as the new rallying cry and catalyst and it's post hoc justification. That's what makes me so angry about it. It's like, no. You were out here doing all of this long before anybody was getting there. The
revolution. I mean,
they were ever out there on here. That
old description of the color revolution. I mean, they're trying to create chaos. And
Joe Rogan is saying that the agitators are trying to create chaos. Listen to this.
It's very well funded and very well organized.
He's talking about the opposition. He's talking about the left. The screamers, the agitators, is well funded. You have to look at it from the other side. The agitation is ICE. It's the same.
It's not as simple as this is an organic protest that people are fired up because ICE is in their community. That's not really what's going on.
Yes, it is, Joe. That's exactly what's going on. They are fucking scared that there's agents rolling. Some people are. A lot of people aren't so extreme. But the extreme sees it as, wow, did I read history right? Why is there a tank and military boys roaming down the street looking for people that they say are they're wanted for something?
But I think there's a lot of good people that are wrapped up in that think they're doing a good thing, and they really do think they're fighting fascism.
Right. So one side thinks that they're fighting fascism. The other side thinks that they're defending America. I'm defending America from you and people like you and people who think like you. Tremendous clash of the Titans.
Because they exist in these bubbles, and they're
I
existing
believe
in-
them.
Yeah.
William R. Hall says they hide their faces in shame, like the KKK, the ICE guys. They hide their faces. Yeah, they did it. They were doing it in New York, where it wasn't cold. It didn't merit. It's not freezing out, so you can't say, "Oh, we're wearing masks because our faces are cold." They were wearing masks when it was warm. So the mask, they're definitely saying something with the mask. Right? There's a certain shame or fear that they'll be, I guess, imaged or ID'd or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do believe them that they think that they're fighting against fascism, and I've debated with enough of these people on what historically fascism is in comparison to what they perceive it as, that I do think that they believe that 100%.
Right.
They believe it 100%. Yes, the radical left believes it 100%. What's hard to understand about that? They believe it. It's not like, oh, it's Soros money. No, they believe this.
I just think
They
it's
believe what they're saying.
an unjustified belief, and I think it's ridiculous. But
It's not accurate.
It's not accurate.
You know, one of the things that we went over the other day is we talked about
It is accurate. It is accurate to some degree. There is a degree of accuracy to what they're screaming. They're screaming the extreme worst possibility of this in your face.
deportations.
What else we got? I think so let's hear Bernie Sanders.
The Senate is in quorum call.
I request that the quorum call be vitiated.
Without objection, sorry.
Without objection.
Mr. President,
Yes.
once again, let's be honest. Let us face up to reality, and let us acknowledge that most Americans understand that our great nation, once the envy of the entire world, is now in the midst of a deep decline.
Is the United States in a deep decline, as Bernie says? I hear two sides of that. I hear Trump saying that the country has never been so good, and Bernie saying that it's in decline. Which one is true?
And for the sake of our children and future generations, we must end that decline and turn this country around in very fundamental ways.
How are you going to do that, Bernie?
Mr. President, not so many years ago, the United States of America was admired, respected by people throughout the world for our generosity, for our concern for the poor of the world.
That's how we won. We won after World War II by all the things that Bernie is saying. Look how compassionate and wonderful and generous the Americans are. That's how we won the world. And then we sold, by the 70s, we were selling them everything from Nike to, we were selling American pie around the world. What are we selling now?
For our democracy, for our Constitution, for our rule of law, for our way of life.
That's what the world saw. That was the attraction to America. Is it still the case? Brian May, the guitar player from Queen canceled their American tour because they felt that America is not safe.
We were admired, respected. People around the world said, you know what, we would like our country to be like the United States of America. Tragically, Mr. President, that is no longer the case. I was just on the phone this afternoon with an elected official in Europe who literally could not believe what is happening to our country today. And I fear that millions of people throughout the world, in every continent of this world, in every country in this world, are looking at the United States of America and say, what in God's name is happening?
What the hell is going on there? Bernie's accurate. Bernie's accurate. I think that a lot of people around the world, some will envy the American, attempt to continue to expand beyond its borders for some reason.
That great country. But it's not only our standing in the world and our
standing in the world is declining, Bernie is saying.
Isolation from other countries that I worry about. Mr. President,
so how do you get that back? How do you get that momentum back? Right? Well, it seems like by force. Just take it.
Used to have the highest standard of living of any country on earth. That was it. America. Strongest middle class in the world.
All right. So Bernie paints the picture. He tells us, he puts the whole thing into perspective where we were and where we are now. We're in two different places. We're in Bernie's childhood and maybe my childhood, very young childhood. I remember America being like that, and my grandparents were, welcomed from Italy after World War II. Well, they were here already, but after World War II, everybody was welcomed in America, and that type of immigration became a strength. They did all the work and such. But anyway, let's listen to Elon Musk about. See what really is the problem? What causes all this? What causes this incredible clash of the titans? The clash of opinion. It's mostly money, almost always. Elon Musk is going to tell you what the root of the corruption in America is. It's corrupt.
While
right?
most of the fraudulent government payments especially to the NGOs, go to the Democrats, most of it, like, I don't know.
I want to correct that. America is not a corrupt. It is corrupt. If you define it by money, then it is corrupt. Everything is bought and paid for, and as you're going to find out, Elon Musk is going to tell you what Bernie Sanders has been telling you forever, which is that it's the money that corrupts the law. The money is what perverts the law, and you have to get the money out of politics. How do you do that? It doesn't appear that you can. Which is, the end.
For argument's sake, let's say 80%, maybe 90%. 10 to 20% of it does go to Republicans. And so when we turn off funding to a fraudulent NGO, we'd get complaints from the 10% of Republicans who are receiving the money. And they would, they would very loudly complain. Because
he's talking about government grift, the sitting Congress people and senators of your great nation. That's who he's talking about.
The honest answer is the Republicans are partly, they're receiving some of the fraud too. They're getting a vig.
Jesus.
Yeah, I want to be.
He's talking about money in politics. He's talking about grifting. And listen, we're going to give you a lot of fucking money, and you're going to do us our favor. You're going to keep shit just the way it is right now. Don't change anything.
Clear, it's not like the Republican Party is some.
And we pay you to do it. That's the problem.
No.
Ultra pure paragon of virtue here.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, you see that with the congressional insider trading. It's across the board.
That's a good point Joe Rogan makes. You can see it with insider trading. That's giving them too much credit, really, because even if you have insider information, that's no guarantee that Wall Street is going to jump on the box. It's just that a lot of times people will receive shares as compensation. Here, we're going to give you these shares. Don't sell them. And just talk about it. And all of a sudden they look at the shares that they have, and the shares are all the way up. Things like that happen all the time. Joe Rogan is accurate to say that.
It's left and right.
I mean,
there's deep corruption left and right. There is no left and right.
Uniparty criticism has some validity to it. And it's like if you turn off fraudulent payments, it's not like I said, it's not like 100% of those payments were going to Democrats. a small percentage were also going to Republicans. Those
All right. So there's money flowing into politics. You see what he's saying, Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk, the great guy who doesn't need your fucking money. He's on Joe Rogan talking about it. Anybody else, they would have disappeared by now. But this guy's got $50 billion to protect himself.
Republicans complain very loudly. You know, and that's so there was a lot of pushback on the Republican side when we started cutting some of these funds.
Whenever there was a fraudulent fund, they would that was, you know, money was fraudulently going to politicians. All sides of the aisle stood up and said, "Hey, wait, stop that. We need that money. We don't care if it's a fraud."
These funds. And I tried telling them, like, well, you know, 90% of the money is going to your opponents, but they still, even if they're getting 10% of the money,
they want their piece.
Yeah, they want their piece.
And they've been getting that piece for a long time.
Yes. Yep. They applied immense pressure to me to stop it. So then I'm like, the best thing for me is to just, you know, cut out of this. And in any case, as a special
So there was Elon Musk trying to get money out of politics. Bernie Sanders, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? This is not the billionaire. Elon Musk is not the billionaire class. He's telling you what the billionaire class is doing to your politicians, just like you are. He's the same as you, Bernie.
Government employee, I could only be there for like 120 days anyway, something like that. So whatever the law says. So I was necessarily could only be there for 4 months as a special government employee. So
that's a really fascinating fucking interview with Elon Musk. So anyway, thank you all for joining me today. And I don't know what side of the ice age, the fence you are with ice, but it is very, very cinematic and very interesting to watch from afar, from a comfortable chair. And watch the stream of emotion, young military clashing with young agitators and professionals and communities, right? Clashing, right on the streets, right? Does the United States break apart and become separate parts that are then become loyal to other? The winners, whoever wins the war, gets the broken pieces. So if the United States engages world war and it breaks, it doesn't work in that final grab. In Germany, I don't know if this is an accurate side by side, but in Germany, 1945, the rise of the Nazi German movement. Within 2 years, it choked itself. By 1947 or 48, I think it collapsed, and that was the end of it. Right, the end of the attempt, and that the aggressor, the one who was aggressing, which was Germany, and somewhat Japan, on a different side of the globe, they're the ones who got busted apart. So in the attempt to grab the golden ring of World War III, it's not a given that the United States wins that somehow. Marcus Conte reporting.